Hey there, and welcome to Shattered Dungeons, the show where we play an indie RPG called Shattered Dawn on the Twitch streams, and you guys get to see just how terrible we are. It's pretty awesome. Tonight we have a couple of things. Number one, this is our first foray into doing live video for all of the cast members. So there might be some hiccups, some interesting things. But you know, we're trying it and we'll work out the kinks as we go. This is the first one where we've been able to get audio to sync right, so we'll figure that out. We want to give a huge shout out though to Java Game House here in Jacksonville, Florida. They're a great place to go play board games, get some coffee, hang out, as well as Emerald Dragon Games. They are actually providing a prize at a convention for Star Wars Armada. It is a Super Star Destroyer, which is incredibly an awesome miniature. But they will be doing a couple conventions for that. And we, speaking of conventions, will be at Ancient City Con next month, as well as Wasabi Con the following month. September and October. So if you're there, definitely swing by, check us out. We will have all sorts of stuff, including the player's handbook, or the player's guide, the Arcmaster guide, and the most important things, of course, is the Granite Great X art. Those will all be available in hardback and softback for the Granite Great Axe, and then PDF format as well. We'll also be demoing our up-and-coming board game War and Ruin, which is really a fun game. It allows you to import a character or play as one of the heroes in our in Shattered Dawn and do war, basically, and kingdom growth and development. It's really fun. And then we also will be demoing a new card game that one of our own people, Jordan, has designed. It's called Reckless, and we'll be demoing that over the course of the next couple of months. So exciting stuff, definitely fun. And then remember our podcast downloads. We are aiming for 1,000 downloads, and then Lauren will be running a game for us where we're all probably going to be kittens. You know, we'll figure it out. Who knows? But we are over 450 downloads right now, so just about halfway. So when we reach that 1,000 downloads, we'll do a special one-off session. We'll do a giveaway. It'll be so much fun. So keep liking, keep sharing, follow us, subscribe to us, all that fun stuff on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, and on Twitch, because that's where we are live week to week. So definitely check it out. It is so exciting to see the momentum that's kind of been rallied around us. So all that said, this is Shattered Dungeons. Welcome back. So tonight we have a couple familiar and one new face. So we're just going to go down the line. We have Jordan, who will be playing Reg.
Hello everyone, my name is Reg. Who is you? I don't know. But hello anyways.
That was probably the worst one you've done thus far, including the first one.
Yeah.
So glad I have a face to go with that now.
Yeah, we have Lauren, who will be playing Pax.
Hello, I'm Pax, and yes, I do use my car seat heater in the middle of Florida summer.
But why?
Yes. We have Caden, who will be playing... Dion, who will be playing Caden. I always seem to do that with you, man. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Hello,
your fantasy name works too good as a real name.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Dion/Caden. We have the returning and helpful hero, Mr. Business, played by Ed.
It's business time. Also, my character name also works as a real.
Yeah, but not in a profession you'd want to have. And then we have a new guest with us tonight. Her name is Heather, and she will be playing Chivi.
Well, trying to play.
Yeah. You haven't chosen a voice yet, I believe, correct?
No, I haven't. Not yet. I have to feel it out tonight.
Yeah, you see what you come up with. It'll be fun.
I started off with a voice and then lost it.
Yeah, I was wondering why Pax sounded just like Lauren.
I'm not cool.
Lauren and Pax are the same person, the same entity.
Oh.
I've learned that given enough time in a stream, Reg goes from Cockney to Australian.
Very quickly.
Just as much as it's as long as I can keep my voice up.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of begin at the tail end of the adventure from last session. And so for those of you who were not there or didn't actually see it, what happened was the team faced off against Evikarth, the evil undead, or newly resurrected, I guess, sorcerer who was causing significant destruction throughout the land. And in a very, very clutch moment, Mr. Business came through a portal and was able to eliminate all of the magical effects that Evikarth had on him, allowing everyone to just unload onto this dude. And so I think that's worthy of some business time emotes in the chat if you're there. So definitely just throw that on in. And then, so what I'd love for you guys to do is, coming off the tails of Evikarth being completely and utterly destroyed, how does everyone react? You see Mr. Business, you guys have thought he's been dead for some time now. What goes through your head now that the battle has ceased?
Oh my God, Pax, you did it! You did the resurrection! It's so good to see you, Mr. Business. Oh my God, we missed you so much.
I don't remember doing anything.
But I mean, he was dead and now he ain't dead, and then he's here and I can hug him. Come here, buddy.
I wasn't dead. I had business to attend to.
But
I'm confused. You guys said that he was dead.
Miss Sinner was very clear on that you fell and then you didn't come back.
Yeah, well, we learned spells and everything to bring you back.
Cats always land on their feet, right?
But I mean, from like a really, really big fall is what we was told.
How many lives do you have left?
Don't worry about that. Let's on to business.
Just tuck it under the rug.
Okay.
Okay, then I have made a list of things you have missed since you was gone.
And he's about to read it to you.
Story. Wait.
Hearing the flip of paper, Mr. Business just is like, I haven't played with anything in a while, so I like paper. It's fun to chew on. Don't judge me.
You can take this scrap. I don't need this piece no more.
I grab it and start nibbling while he regales me with tail.
What?
Wait, sit on it. You have to
I
lay it
have
down
missed
and sit
you,
on it.
Mr. Kitty Man. Okay, let's see. Number 1, you died. I might need to revive this list a little bit. Okay, we saved the magic boys. There was some magic folk. You'll meet them in a minute. The shadow was trying to destroy them. We saved them. We made friends. It was nice. This, Reg pulls out Mr. Tibbles, the paralyzed rat dagger. This is Mr. Tibbles. The magic boys gave him to me. He is a rat, but if you throw him, he becomes a dagger.
Mr. Business, as you stare at this rat, its eyes are darting back and forth, fear clearly filling them. It's as though it's had several heart attacks, but it just will not die because of the potent energy keeping it alive, even though it very clearly wants to.
He is my good friend, and I love him dearly.
As another animal, I can notice an animal in suffering, and I recommend. It might not be good business to keep that thing around. I don't know. Maybe let it go or get rid of it.
You see, if I just put him gently on the floor, he can't go nowhere. They made him so he can't move. He needs me to keep him safe.
Speaking of new friends, we also
There's
met a dragon.
there's number 3 on the
Okay.
list. Okay, number 4. I'm bad with numbers. But you's right. This is our friend Kevin. Kevin is a dragon. Say hello, Kevin.
Mr. Business turns around to see a very large, it's still a young but still large dragon. It bends its head down very slowly to you and kind of breathes in. And as it breathes you in, it kind of determines whether you're, like-minded, friend, foe, etc. And he puffs out his breath at you, just kind of assertively, and simply says,
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Business.
We stole Kevin. It was cool.
We broke him out. Maybe not
Freed me
stole.
from
Okay.
my bonds.
You stole him.
Also, Kevin.
I don't believe in cages, so good on you.
Kevin, when we is done with this list, I would like to talk to you about something very important, if that's okay.
When we get back to Mivra, we shall.
Oh, okie dokie. So then we met Steve the Knight. He's our friend. You see that giant crossbow? He gave that to me. I don't know how I'm gonna get it down though. Questions for later.
It's been destroyed. This thing, through the course of battle, has been, it's shot up with arrows. Fire has singed it. It's not in working condition.
Hey, Pax, you think he can get me another one?
Maybe we see what we can pick up somewhere else.
His leader survived. He's kind of a mean person, but we'll see.
True. We like Steve.
I'm
So we have
standing
Steve.
right here.
Hi, Steve.
No,
not Steve, the
I am
other
Lord
one. Oh, my
Dedrick.
God.
Steve is at the
Dedrick.
cabin.
Even better.
Dedrick doesn't like me very much, I feel.
I don't like any of you very much.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't pick up on that.
We heart haters, Dedrick.
To be fair, Mr. Dedrick, you got everything that you wanted. and you're
Lord
not dead.
Dedrick, not Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
What do you got against Mister?
Yeah, I didn't know that was your first name like his.
No, it is my
Is he
title,
Mr.?
and it is indicative of my authority.
In what do you... Okay, whatever you say. Sorry,
Lord
I
is his first
offended
name,
you.
Reg. It's cool.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Lord. Moving on.
Lord.
So we helped Steve and Lord over here. They had these monsters. They was really big and kind of out of our league. It was a sticky situation. You
So
never
sticky.
seen anything like it.
No peanut butter.
But we helped save them, and they came and helped us.
Yeah, remember that, Dedrick?
Indeed. Sadly, we could have held our... I'm not getting into this again with you all.
I mean, you don't need to be grumpy. You survived.
It's true.
Anywho, we was gonna kill the Shadow. Then we sort of decided to work with the Shadow, but then the Shadow is all dead now, so it's kind of a moot point, I suppose. Okay, moving on. I hugged a mummy to death. Real cool.
That's right.
Then we
Sounds like
killed
fun.
we killed a horseman. Bears tried to eat us.
And so as Reg continues on his list, everyone has begun walking from the battlefield back towards the city of Mivra, the capital of
Shot,
Dalnain.
Kevin in the butt.
He's just going one
We're
after
trying
the
to
other.
move past this.
Now, there's much talk with Mr. Business about what happened and catching up and the various experiences you each have had. The whole way, Lord Dedrick is distraught and annoyed. You overheard Steve breaking the news of his departure to Lord Dedrick when you got back to the cabin. And after some time, you reach the gates of Mivra and march toward the castle. No one pays you any mind, each citizen going about their day. As you enter the castle, you're greeted with grim looks. It appears that no one knows what happened with Evikarth. As you enter the main chamber, the queen in her staff stands up. She greets the group. Where is the rest of the allied forces? What happened atop the mountain?
We is the Allied forces, ma'am.
There are so few of you. We had many up there.
Yeah. It was, it did not... It was a hard fight.
But
many
we
people-
did win.
We was willing to give it all, and some of them did.
Evikarth is dead, you say?
Yep, for good this time.
Well, that's wonderful news. And after some talking, you guys go back and forth with some more details about what happened, how integral Lord Dedrick was, the extreme, just near-death experiences you each have had. Messena is oddly quiet in the back, having really faced her own mortality for the first time. And
shout out to my boys over here. You guys did a phenomenal job. I am so proud of you.
Reg's lonesome forces stare grimly at each other and just kind of shake their head, having lost all their friends. And so after some time, she speaks. With so much death, so many losses, you've overcome Evikarth and the Silver Shadow. A threat none knew but those that needed to. It's fitting, then, that by your hands he has been slain, and his threat ended. I think some form of reward is in order, seeing as how the days ahead would not be ours if it weren't for your involvement. She snaps her fingers, and an associate comes running over with some official-looking documents. I decree that these adventurers be granted organizational status within the court of Dalnain, and I hereby instate their organization as owners of the condemned hall near the main gate. See to it keys are granted, and that one of our intelligence agents are assigned as permanent liaisons between our heroes and the matriarchy. Grant the heroes 20,000 gold in addition as payment for services rendered. For a good moment as she's talking, this associate is scribbling down hastily on her notes, and in a moment of frantic writing, as the queen is wrapping up what she was saying, the associate turns and addresses the group. The decree has been made. What shall your organization be called?
Caden, what's happening?
I don't know.
We have to have...
Yes, what shall we call your organization?
We's a what now?
Just one moment. And Pax kind of like herds everyone together into a little huddle. You guys, we have to have a name, and it can't be something stupid.
A name for what?
For our group.
The small kitten next to you, which is Kavan, chimes in and says,
I don't understand what's happening.
One of the two of us, Kevin.
One of the other knights overhears the kitten talking in a very deep voice and kind of shuffles away bewildered.
I think we're creating a tax shelter.
I will trust you on this, buddy, because I don't know what any of this means. But,
we need a good group name, like something that strikes fear in our enemies and, makes the people love us more.
And something that
Presents us all.
Oh, I'm going to out of character suggest the really cheesy stupid name I came up with. Which is the Tuesday Nights.
I hate that so much.
I can't think of a good reason Reg would suggest it, but it's
There
so
is no
cheesy.
good reason that gets suggested.
Well, we just got Mr. Business back. What if we told him we were the, I don't know, business coalition, something generic and important?
The Business Corporation.
There you go.
Coalition.
I can tell you what, let's not use any colors because we have not met any good people with color names so far.
So, business? Oh, what did you say, Mr. Business? Business Corporation?
Just the most business thing I can think of. Business Corporation.
What say you all?
I think I like Tuesday nights better.
I actually like Tuesday nights a lot out of game. I think it's very funny.
I could go that way.
This makes me sad on so many levels.
Hey guys, what's today?
Oh no.
Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. And
It's nighttime.
It's true.
Yes.
It's
But
not the
that's also
nighttime.
Shush, David. We're just having a moment.
The Tuesday days.
Please, the Tuesdays.
The Tuesday day nights.
Tuesdays.
So you know how you got them you got nights, right? What if we was the Tuesday nights? I don't know. It's just an
that's a good
idea
plan.
rolling around in the old noggin.
Mr. Business wholeheartedly agrees because he has a feeling God doesn't like it.
I mean, it's
And
catchy.
so-
People might be like, "What's that? What you talking about?"
So the group kind of breaks up, and we tell the little scribe Tuesday nights.
Tuesday? What now? Tuesday? How do you spell
Yeah,
that?
Tuesday, but Tuesday.
Tuesday and then nights.
TWO.
Okay, 2OOSDAE. Nice.
Correct.
I'm gonna trust you on this one.
So before I submit this now, just make sure Tuesday, TOOSDAE, nights spelled like the guys in the armor over there.
Oh my
Correct.
god.
Yes.
We're going with the two.
Excellent.
enough.
Then yes,
I'll
exactly.
take it.
Then I'll submit this to the proper channels then. Okay.
And she
you.
kind of scampers off.
We're the Oneaters.
Good reference.
Hey, that's on Netters.
It's the Wonders, guys. And so
One.
she leaves and comes back and says,
It's written. Here are your keys. We will see to it you're paid swiftly. You're welcome to the court at any time, provided the appropriate appointment. Now, you might want to go look at the home. It does need some love and affection. It's been
I
sitting
have that.
dormant for a while.
Did we get a chariot with this house, or just
Oh no! It's just the home.
transportation?
You know the.
Is there room for lots of pets?
You guys should go take a look at it. You know, it's Are you? We'll catch up with you later. Now, are you there? What's your name? Chivi, you're the one that got a sign. Come over here, please, dearie.
and so
Oh, hello there. I'm Reg. What did she
Hello,
say
Reg.
you is?
Oh, that's Chivi.
KV. Okay,
Easy.
hold on. I gotta write this down. Nice to meet you. I'm Reg. This is everybody. Everybody say hi. You're being
Oh.
rude.
Hi, I'm
Hello.
Max. This is Kavan.
Hello.
And
the cat talks in a very deep voice. The weird part is that you're not thrown off that the cat is talking. You're thrown off that the voice is so deep, considering it's
So
a cat.
scary.
yeah, talking cats is not that weird.
We got big cat,
Give it
little
Mr.
cat. It works.
Yeah. So, what do you guys do? You guys depart? Or are you going elsewhere? You guys want to check out your new domicile?
I'm good.
I mean,
Domicile.
yeah, I think checking out the place, trying to get set up.
All right.
Go
so-
hang some curtains.
We don't have to return any of the stuff they lent us, right?
No.
Don't ask. Keep it.
Okay, good. Because I don't remember which is which anymore, and that would be kind of awkward.
So, the group departs. The Tuesday nights depart. Oh my goodness, I can't believe. I just can't even.
I thought of this pun like week 1 and have just held it in my back pocket for the longest time.
Where it should have stayed. And so the group departs with Full Tracks and Steve the Knight in tow. They arrive at their new home. There will need to be talks about how your organization will survive, the liaison, and really what to do next. Now that you're an organization within the confines of Dalnain, obviously you'll need to pay taxes and, all the normal business-like things. However, you really don't have any leads or know what service you guys are providing, with the exception of, the odd mission here or there, as things come across. As you enter the home, Kevin turns from his cat form into his normal-sized dragon form, which, the hall is big enough to fit him in his entirety without, being too obstructive. But you guys take a look around. It's a nice home. On the left, as you walk in, you see a fireplace. On the right is clearly a meeting table. Off to the left in a side room, there's a dining area, kitchen. Several bedrooms are down a double hallway on the right past the meeting table. There's a lot of stuff to kind of talk about and decide. So, what do you guys do?
Hey, while you guys look around, Pax, I think me and you, we should have a talk with Kevin. If that's okay.
Yeah. What? Okay.
So Pax, Kevin, and Reg kind of go off to the side by the meeting table. While they're talking, what does everyone else do?
I go look for a room to call dibs on.
Yeah, I think Mr. Business, anytime you move into a new area, it's unfamiliar. So I have to go around and sniff everything, knock the occasional thing over to see how physics work in this place, if it's different than any other place I've been to. You know what I mean? The normal.
Yeah,
hey, Cade,
I got you.
Try and see if you find any bunk beds.
Caden, I would recommend you don't find bunk beds.
Buddy system and all.
Alright, I'll see what I can find.
Since Mr. Business didn't die, does that mean the buddy system works 100% of the time now? Because we had an asterisk for a little while.
Yes.
Of most of the time.
100% of the time, it works every time.
Good.
Reg, what did you want to talk to Kevin about?
Okay, excuse me. So, Pax, you and me, it was important that we rescue Kevin from his predicament, right?
Yeah. But now Kevin, it's done.
It broke our hearts to see you like that, and we wanted to help you. And yeah, we thought it would be cool if you became our buddy and helped us out, because you's very strong. But this isn't about us. So I want to say that if you feel the need to leave, if you want to go do your own thing, that's totally fine. We still your buddies. We still here. But if you want to stay and keep hanging out with us and being buddies too, that would be really cool too. But we want it to be, Pax, you agree with me, we want it to be your choice.
Yes. Pax doesn't make any eye contact with Kevin because obviously she wants him to stay, but she also knows that he has to decide.
I appreciate the thoughts, and I thank you for freeing me from my cage. Truth be told, I've wanted to find my brood, the family that I am born from, that I've heard you talk about before. I would like to experience that, though I know not what it is. I fully realize, though, that I am not prepared to enter the world on my own, and I would appreciate continued mentorship in that regard.
Of course. We may not be your actual, like we gave birth to you, or shared someone who gave birth, but I'd like to think that we is family too,
Indeed, and that is how I feel.
Would you be against a hug? I don't know how you feel about that.
I would absolutely be against a hug.
Oh.
Okay. What about Pax? Can she hug you? She's small.
Pax can hug
kind
me.
of
Yes.
edges toward him just a little bit and just gives him like a little
Snout hug.
quick, like pat, like manly hug.
So,
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
So, for the time being, Kevin is staying with the group. Much as before, he'll need to stay hidden in places he needs to be hidden, so as not to cause ruckus, seeing as how he's a dragon. But, Pax, you feel
He's
that
a good
you're...
boy.
Or girl, you don't know. No one knows.
Well, I mean,
He hasn't decided how he is.
we still haven't figured that one out. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he doesn't understand it still.
Kevin's a good Kevin.
Kevin's a great Kevin. Pax, you feel that Kevin and yours relationship is kind of mended and back on the good, even though you did shoot him in the butt a couple times. So, now while they're having their talk, what is everyone else doing?
I was researching which room would actually be a great place for me to crash.
And where did you decide that would be?
I'm torn on a couple of places right now, but I'm guessing it'll probably be here.
Okay. The room furthest away from everyone else. Good choice. Now, as you enter that room, Caden, there's a couple things that strike you as odd. Not necessarily odd in the sense of, oh, this doesn't belong here or anything like that. But the room is actually...
Check for traps.
You should have checked for traps, Caden. But you notice that this room is actually in pretty decent condition considering the rest of the house is kind of torn apart. A lot of the furnishings of the home are still in good order. They're just either very dirty or kind of musty, needs a clean and a wash, things like that. But the room you walked into, Caden, it doesn't feel that way at all. It feels like it's totally good, totally normal. It's clean, almost as though someone has been living there for some time.
All right. I'll deal with whatever comes my way. We'll see. Hopefully it's not haunted or something crazy like that.
It's the ghost of Future Edge. No.
I checked to see if there is any. I checked to see if there's any type of magic or anything emanating from anything in the room, just to be sure.
Okay, roll a potency check.
Hey, buddy.
It's Reg trying to get you to bunk with him.
It would be so cool. More space for activities.
Reg needs a big bed, and there's only one room in here that'll accommodate Reg.
That does look true. So go ahead and roll that potency check, and how much are you adding?
I'm gonna put 200 in it. I really gotta know.
Okay.
So it's this roll plus 200.
Gotcha.
So
yeah,
215.
That's more than enough. So you definitely determine that there's nothing magical about what's going on in this room. It probably is either a squatter or someone who's been waiting for you guys or something. You're not 100% sure. You just know that there's nothing magical in this space.
Okay. Are there any traps?
There are definitely not any traps.
Okay. Then I'm good. I'll start setting up my my little stuff in this little shelf over here or whatever this is.
Okay. You begin unpacking and you get right to it. Now, let's see, Mr. Business, what are you doing during this time?
Well, I found some flowers on this table, and I thought I could use a snack. So, I ate a few of those.
Orgy.
I knocked over one of the glasses, and it does fall like normal, in case anyone was wondering.
As intended.
And then I think I just go around, like, rubbing up against stuff to start marking this home to make sure everyone knows, like, yeah, it smells like...
This is where Mr. Business of the Tuesday Nights lives.
So when you knock stuff over now, is that like a PTSD thing, or?
He's trying to get back at the world.
No, it's... Look, sometimes you can... Spaces change, like a new space, and I don't know if things work the same there, so I have to, experiment, It's just a little...
That makes sense.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Did you choose a room, Mr. Business?
Yeah, I was looking at all these beds, and this...
You can go ahead and just move your token to where it needs to be.
There we go. I claimed this little bed. This one's mine.
Okay. So good, kind of central, right up front. Your cat-like reflexes should help you with that. Now, Chivi, you've been very silent this whole time. You've been kind of taking it all in. You're not really... you don't really know what's going on. It's very clear that there's a bunch of relationships that have either been developed very close-knitly over time, that everyone's just kind of engaging in. But you also know that you are the person assigned to the organization. So, I mean, you do kind of feel like an outsider by design, but you really don't know these people at all. You legitimately just met them. So, that being the case, what is your character doing right now? What is Chivi doing? Tell me about Chivi.
She's been kind of checking out the place, looking at the books on the bookshelves, kind of like listening to what everything around her is dropping on the conversation with Reg and Pax, because she doesn't know anyone. She feels like an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
Room she might take, but Mr. Business took it. She's really just trying to figure out how to work on the board and move in and out. Really?
Okay.
Always make any waves.
As you're kind of walking around, there's a couple people towards the front that have been relatively silent, also trying to just take it in. One of them walks up to you, and you recognize this person as Steve the Knight, the person people have been kind of talking about. And for all intents and purposes, Steve the Knight will be the steward of your guild, your hall, all that fun stuff. So,
Yay, Steve!
Steve's our favorite.
Yeah, Steve has been designated your, I guess, chief operations guy. So, he's running the logistics in the city. And so Steve walks up to Chivi and says, I don't really know you. What's your name?
Oh, my name's Chivi.
And, I know you got assigned to us, but, I mean, what do you do?
Really not sure yet. I've just been appointed. I need to make friends, get to know everyone.
So...
Relationships stay strong.
So, let me get this straight. The Queen, assigned someone who is brand new to us to make sure that we follow all the rules? That doesn't make sense.
Hey, how could I do that?
How could you do what?
No one follows rules. I'm not even sure what the rules are.
That's my point. How are you, what is your, I don't know. And as he continues to say that, he kind of starts spiraling into this, existential crisis. I don't know. What have I done? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Steve, do you need a cookie?
Pax is gonna move over to Steve and kind of pat
Steve
his head
just starts crying uncontrollably now. He's
Buddy, you want to get cozy by the fire?
I've left everything I've ever known. Lord Dedrick was... I'm in over my head.
He's very mean.
You've got a job. That's great, Steve.
I'm gonna do bad at it. The whole thing's gonna burn.
Steve,
You guys are
don't
gonna
say
leave.
that.
Well, no, we like this house, so we're not leaving quite yet.
No, I mean you'll
never-
leave and you'll come back and it'll be burned to the ground.
Well, that's
I mean,
okay.
on purpose or accident? Because one of those things is okay.
I'm accident prone. I'm barely
Jeez.
held up against the big league abominations.
Pax kind of like takes
Do you
want to
go back to
them?
The big abomination.
So you guys are able to kind of talk him down a little bit, and then as he recollects himself, he says, "Guys, I don't know about this Chivi person, but she's great. She seems really nice. No one's ever been nice to me before except you guys." And so he works himself up and starts crying again.
Shh, it's okay. It's okay. Reg is here. Just let it all out.
Reg picks him up like a baby.
I was gonna suggest
Like pat him on the head.
it's okay, buddy. It's okay.
I think during this whole interaction, I want to sneak on top of this bookshelf and just sit there and watch this whole thing.
I'm imagining you're like Spider-Man crouched, not like just sitting up there. Like you're full on, like, you know, perched.
Oh yeah, no, that's 100% what's happening.
Nice.
You want some cocoa, buddy?
Yeah, I promised Kavan cookies ages ago. So
We should see if they got any food.
Chibi.
I say they. I guess it's we.
Yeah, did they give us like a
House.
welcome to your house pie or anything like that?
Kitchen.
Kitchen? Kitchen. Sure.
Is that what the big old pot over there is all about?
Yes, that's the kitchen.
Steve, you want to come with me and get a cookie?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, let's go get you a cookie.
Bring one back for Kevin if you find him.
I will.
Dang.
So, Messena kind of, again, just quietly, unabashedly just walks and lays claim to one of the nicer rooms. You know, it's not necessarily the largest, but it's got the best furnishings in it, you would say.
Classic Messena.
And so everyone kind of walks in and huddles around the dining table, with the exception of Messena and.
Do we need to roll for cookie?
Yeah,
There are no
cookies
cookies here at all.
What?
But there is broken glass on the ground.
There,
Mr. Business,
as you enter the
you should find a broom.
as you enter the dining area, it is made very apparent that Mr. Business was traipsing around back here and seems to have
On the
knocked some
table?
glasses on the table, off the
On
table,
the
rather.
table, Mr. Business?
Oh, I have missed this
People
so
have to
much.
eat on this table, and you've been walking on it?
I'm not in the room. I don't know who you're talking to.
Miss Chivi, is it?
Miss Chibi. Sorry, Scott.
Chibi for sure.
I'm just trying to be polite. I'm sorry. So you know about the stuff and what we're supposed to have and all that, right?
I know a little bit, but not everything.
We should, if we can, make sure that we only have wooden cups.
Oh.
Mr. Business gets a sippy cup.
That might help Mr. Business's instincts out a little bit.
I'll make note of that and make sure they're ordered. As steward, I gotta do something.
We need to make sure Steve knows that.
He
Okay, thank you, Steve.
he
There
takes
was
out
a
a
mention, I think, of 20,000 coin at some point for the organization.
full
Yeah, did
tracks.
that get deposited in the Bank of Reg?
I wrote it down. I don't know if
Just
they
a
actually
dump truck in your pocket. It's at this point Full Tracks kind of chimes up and goes, Oh, now that's what I've been waiting for. That's 20,000 gold. That's gonna go a long way. Now, I have plenty of services to offer this organization, and like I said, I am the best smith binder in all the land. But we really should talk about my involvement. I can help with some income here or there, but I'll need supplies.
What sort of supplies are you referring to? Does it depend on what you have to make, or do you need some general supplies?
I can do something here or there, but I need metals, I need ores, I need essence, gems, all sorts of manner of things.
Is there a place around here for you to even work?
You need ores? What do you got a boat?
No, like metal ore. No, Caden. You're right. There's no one in the vicinity, nowhere rather, in the vicinity that I can work. But I can set up right outside. There's a little pathway in the back. Other people looks to have, their chickens are running about back there, so why can't Full Tracks have a little forge, I
mean, it makes sense to me.
And if the city comes for us and says, hey, you can't have a forge in the backyard, well, we know who to talk to. We'll just go march right up to the queen and say, hey, Queenie, give me a forge in the back,
Maybe take the Queenie part out.
I wouldn't do the talking. Our very well vocabulated friend Steve here should do the talking, I'd imagine. Hey, what is that supposed to mean?
It means he trusts you, Steve.
Oh, good.
Splendid job.
So,
I mean, you could do it, right, Steve? You could get us a forge.
Well, I mean, I could, if I need to. No. He doesn't need to go get one. I'm saying if she tells us to take mine away, because I'm gonna make one my own. I don't want no normal forge. I need it to be mine.
Got it.
We could always just say, if they gets mad, be like, 1, we saved you all. So, But 2, we is helping the community.
The crickets are indicative of everyone's feelings.
Yes, the community.
I think the community for sure.
Why it's not a problem.
I have a question for the party. Are we just sitting around waiting for someone to knock at the door and say, rescue my loved one, do a thing?
No, let us get settled a little bit, I mean, how long has it been since our last battle?
Probably a day.
Yeah, we just need to stretch our legs a little bit, relax, from that near-death experience.
Used to being on the move, and
I'm sure we'll figure out how this whole organization thing works. But I mean, Mr. Fulltrack seems to be hitting the nail on the hammer because he's a blacksmith. Oh, Reg.
No, I'm a spellbinder. There's a difference.
Oh, is there?
It's so funny, Reg.
I mean, you use a hammer, though, right?
Yes, I use a hammer.
I mean, could you just laugh just a little bit? Reg needs this one.
You know what? For you, Reg, yes. There's that. Okay.
That means it does. Thank you. You is a good friend. Anyways, as I was saying, it kind of seems like the monkeys on your back thing situation where it's like you scratch my back and I eat the bugs off of yours, or what is it? What does it monkeys do?
I think that sounds like a great analogy.
But anyways,
do we have business to attend to? I mean, let's just treat this like we would any other thing, and let's see what are some tasks that we need to accomplish. We'll make a list, and then we'll see to it that they're.
Well, it would be the two things that Mr. Fulltrax can bring to the table, as it were. He helped fix up my equipment for the battle we had, which really, really helped Reg not die. Reg came very, very close to dying, you see. Thankfully, you swooped in at the last second with your punches. Whatever. What is it you did, anyways? They got all
Business, my friend.
Okay.
I took care of business.
So
I'm glad to see that you're back, my friend. I'm glad to see that you're back.
Checks. How much gold? do
Exactly
you
what's
think-
your role here? And what are your talents, may I ask?
Who are you
Hey.
talking to?
Well, what are my talents? I'm an effective communicator. I'm here to liaison between the matriarch and our organization.
What does that word mean?
We're all on the same page that we're getting what we need and that the queen's hearing what she needs to hear.
And what does
I
the
think
queen
she's our
need to do?
babysitter.
I'm
A
not
great job in helping the community.
Reg is a big boy.
Our assignments. Work.
Well,
What am I
then,
good at? Sneaky.
Well, I suppose 20,000 they didn't just give us that just for the funsies of it, huh? So it sounds like we might actually end up getting a little bit of work from the queen from time to time.
It seems that way.
I would think
But,
so.
So going back to what we was talking about with the Mr. Full Tracks, I think as services to us, he can help us make our stuff better and fix our stuff when it's broken. And then if he's got his thing outside, he can also do business. Like you, Mr. Business, except for a different kind of business, apparently. I don't understand business very much, but it makes money. I don't think I've seen you make money.
well, we've been fighting a lot, and my business is, more of a personal nature. But if we have time, we can build a ring out back, and we can throw shows. People would love it. That's a service for the community.
What's up, Raven? Nice to see you. Welcome. Now, that is a great idea, and I think that's really community outreach right there, Mr. Business. You want to make sure that that's happening. So,
Yeah, I would want to
Almost like
spend
a-
some of the money.
yeah, like a pay-per-view type of thing.
Yeah, like everyone would come, like you pay to view what's happening in the stand. We do it like, I don't know, maybe once a month or something, and, charge money and people can get excited and come. It's a good business.
I could do some sharpshooting as long as there's no children in the audience.
Not
Is
after
that a
last time.
concern?
Yeah.
Are you going to be shooting at the audience or something? I mean, why can't there be any children in the audience?
Well,
Ooh,
I was
Pax,
sure I had told you
You
this.
and me could shoot at each other.
You seem to recall the time that Pax had a tough time being almost spotted by a child while invading or trying to sneak into the Emerald Guardsman's lair.
Oh.
do you remember the incident that got me fired from the circus?
No, we has not talked about that.
I don't want to talk about it.
What does fired mean, anyways? Like, they lit you on fire?
Oh no, fire's a bad term.
Well, being lit on fire is technically
They sent me
bad,
away
too.
from the circus and I didn't have my job anymore because I
Oh.
messed up. But
Yeah.
sometimes accidents happen, and there was no way, no one told me before the show that it was a benefit concert for orphans who had just been given kittens.
Tragic.
Wow.
Oh, kitten sounds nice.
Why would you give orphans kittens? Where are they gonna put them?
They were just holding them. It was a bunch of, we're raising money for the
So
orphanage.
you could take them away when they're done?
Gust of wind blows an arrow astray, and this one kid gets cut just a little bit, and they're bleeding, just a little blood, and she's screaming and screaming.
I
Didn't do
lean-
that.
I lean over to Pax and pat her and go, yes, but I don't think that's good for business.
No, it wasn't good for business, Mr. Business. That's why they let me go from the circus.
But
Had an experience.
then you met us. So, I mean, it worked out, right?
Yeah, I miss my old job, but I like the
I was about to say that tone was not exactly what I was expecting to hear. Yeah, I guess I got fired too, technically.
No.
Was that because I had my master and then I didn't have my master and then they said, "Get out, Reg, you're not welcome here anymore."
Did you damage your master?
No, I just wasn't able to keep him safe no more. It wasn't pretty.
Oh, yeah, your experience sounds kind of like mine.
Well, you've grown,
Except no
come a
orphans
long
died.
way. I'm pretty sure you could keep him safe going forward if ever you wanted to.
Well,
But he sounds like a jerk.
he was a good man and was because he's not a person anymore.
Oh.
Everyone just like tilts their head, just like, okay.
Starting to make sense now.
I managed to shoot
You
an
kill
orphan,
him?
and you.
No, Steve, no. We was
Do
attacked.
I have to worry
and-
about that? Am I gonna die?
I mean, not
No,
today.
Steve.
Oh yeah, no, we all die. That's just a part of business.
Eventually, everyone dies. He just
How is that a part of business?
Because business is life.
it's the
It's
bottom
life.
line.
Stop freaking Steve out. And Pax is just like so tired, and she just like sits down at the table, and she just is like,
I mean, I didn't mean
I
to
can't believe
worry.
you shot an orphan, Pax. How
"It wasn't
horrible.
my fault. It was the wind. Someone
It was the damn orphan.
opened at the wrong time."
I am going to
It was
need to
just a
do a little bit of
scratch.
shopping, though.
Isolation. That sounds awful.
It was just a scratch. You
So-
don't get to judge me, Chibi. You don't even know me.
I don't mean to judge at all.
Steve, I just wanted to reassure you. I was protecting someone. It's what I did, and then we was attacked, and I almost died, and he did, and then they said I couldn't stay around no more because of what happened, and that's how I made my way to Coldier. 'Cause
And now you're
I had to
friends with
leave.
Well, that's how you made your way to your buddy.
Yeah. No, I'm glad to have you buddies, but I'm still real hurt about what happened to Master Blackflame. He was a good man.
So, what happened to the people that slayed him?
I don't know. I thought I had died and I managed not to die and they was gone and so was he.
Well, that might be
metaphorically.
something we could actually investigate. You've come a long way. You might be able to,
Wait, are you saying I could kill the people that did it to him?
well, not necessarily kill. I mean, you could, yeah, but I mean, you could retribution of some sort, right?
I mean, I listen, I try and be a kind person, but I've got nothing but anger in my heart towards those folk.
You don't strike me as as much of a revenge type, but I think Caden has a point that maybe there is some solace or some what do you call it when you're
Closure. Find
closure? That's the word. Yes, some closure. Everything, I think there's something to be found in.
Maybe.
justice.
Justice. It's good for business too.
They'll get just ice when I get them with my crossbow, I tell you that much.
So, how do we get food here? And
On a lighter note,
I'm gonna need a slightly different wardrobe going forward.
Why?
So-
Yeah, I mean,
Steve the Knight chimes.
I've been getting kind of cold lately when we're out and about in the day, and I just need to cover up.
There you go.
Is that
Wait.
so?
So Steve the Knight says, I
Pax looks
can
very
work.
suspiciously hit.
I can work on getting supplies to here. I'll go meet with farmers. They have food, right? I'll be back. And so
he leaves.
Does
Do you
Steve
find
not
you
know what shops
sunburn
are?
more easily?
What was that?
Do you find you sunburn more easily these days?
No, I just get a little chilly. I just get a little chilled.
Reg is going to walk up next to Caden and just start the squintiest of examinations possible.
Reg,
feeling
roll a
okay,
performance
buddy?
check.
Oh.
96.
He looks completely normal. The only thing you spot is exactly like Caden is saying. He seems like he's a little bit colder than normal. And I mean, the temperature has been changing. You guys have been up in the mountains for the past couple of days. But now that you're down here, it seems as though it's just taken a toll, and now without the pressing matter of dealing with Evikarth, he's settled into a more regular state of mind and body temperature. He just seems a little bit cold.
Oh,
So you're saying that he's a lizard now?
we could at least find you some extra blankets, I'm sure, around here just for while you're inside.
I think I'm okay with my current wardrobe when I'm inside, but outside it gets a bit chillier. You know, I'll just need to bundle up. That's all. That's it. You know?
Mr. Business
Don't wanna catch
doesn't know what's he doesn't know what's going on, and he's just watching this and doesn't understand why people don't want Caden to have a coat. He's just like, if he's cold, let him have. I don't get it. I think he just walks out of the room after that. He just goes. He's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm very confused. Humans are weird.
Reg is gonna make eye contact with Pax and just kind of nudge his head slightly towards Caden.
Pax
With, like,
crosses
big
her
bulging
arms and
eyes.
lifts an eyebrow. It's cool, Caden. If you don't want to share things with your buddies here.
Well, I share everything. Oh, and actually, you know what? I think I need the top off. I need to heal myself. So I hit myself with a quick heal.
Okay, Caden.
Caden regenerates some of the wounds he's experienced from just some self-exertion. And now, Caden, as you're talking about this, what comes to mind, to change the subject a little bit, because it's kind of gotten awkward, you remember that spell tome of the mummy animation that the
Yes.
Vasilician Legacy might be interested in purchasing for the sum of 10 grand. So if you'd like, you can kind of head that way and talk with them and see if you can sell them on it.
Yeah, that'll be great. You know, that's a 50% increase in our overall coffers.
Yep. Is anyone going to go with him?
You?
I need somebody that's actually pretty good at speaking to people.
Yes, I have a knack for business.
I definitely am not the best negotiator.
I think I'll definitely go along. I think Mr. Business is excited. He's explored the house a little bit. He's ready to get out and,
There you go. Now, Chivi also chimes in, says, she has experience dealing not only with business owners here in town, but also specifically with the Vasilician Legacy from a governmental standpoint. So it might be beneficial to have her along.
Go.
Well, Reg is gonna take that tome out and hand it to Caden, because Reg has been carrying all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here you go, buddy. Hey, guys, don't mention Kevin to them, okay?
No problem.
Why not?
Oh, that's right. That's that group.
We may have stolen Kevin from them.
Oh, that's where Kevin
Liberated.
came from. Good to know.
Ah, you mean freed Kevin.
Yeah, that's the better. That is the better word.
From
Yeah,
They had him
liberated
locked up.
him
We
from
made
them.
him not locked up anymore.
Yes.
There you go.
so.
All right, don't mention. Come on.
And so I'm not going to change scenes at all because it's really just a dialogue interaction. But while they're going that way, Pax and Reg, if you guys would like to choose rooms for yourselves and all that, I'll come back to you once you've made your choices. So Chivi, Mr. Business, and Caden all head to the Vasilician Legacy, and as they enter, they're greeted by a bunch of people who really do know exactly what was sacrificed on Semiasaw's Peak. Many of their elementalists, sorcerers, etc., were lost to Evikarth's madness. And so, as you enter, the room is solemn. It's a small room. Caden recognizes it well. Chivi, you know your way around there. Mr. Business, you kind of take it all in. You've never seen someplace so intrinsically magical. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Raven, while you're wandering around the house, you're petting Kevin. Kevin simply leans over to the raven that's perched on his shoulder and says,
Yes. Another creature I may transform into.
And so, Caden and Chivi and Mr. Business, you meet with not the head honcho, Vond is his name. You kind of go right towards the first person you see, who seems to be a spellbinder, and they're working on imbuing some weapons and armors and stuff with magical properties. They have, notes and books strewn about the table, in addition to just trying to really set himself up to where he can knock out a bunch of these at a time. And so as you walk up, he looks at you and says, Caden, and let's see, your name is Chivi. It's a pleasure to see you, and I don't know you. You are an Ilrias. How curious. What are you doing?
My name is Mr. Business. You may not have heard of me, but you will someday. And I put out a hand to shake.
Actually, I think we might have mentioned you to him when we were researching.
We did talk about our
to
dead
bring
friend.
you back.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were dead.
Yes, I remember Vaughn telling us. Oh, and Pax was here too, wasn't she? She was learning a spell for you. Did it work? Did she use the spell?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm not talking to you, Deadman. I'm talking to Caden.
Well,
Mr. Business is kind of one. He's like, my name's not.
I think there was some
I told him it's
confusion.
Mr. Business.
I think there was some confusion around whether or not he was dead. He might have just been left.
The old thought he was dead gag, eh? You are a trickster there.
I wasn't there.
A tale as old as time.
So, what is it I can do for you, Caden? I know that with your leadership, we were able to survive the wrath of Evikarth, which I'm supremely thankful for.
We're curious if you would be interested in this tome, and I'll show it to him.
You take it out and plop it on the table, and it kind of rattles the rest of the items on the table. And he looks it over for a moment and goes, "Oh, these are Evikarth's musings on mummy animation without using. Oh my! This is quite the tome. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm around this stuff all the time. Vond will want to see this. Head researcher Vond will be of utmost interested in this. I'm assuming you're not going to just give it to me.
Of course not.
We've been through a lot together, but unfortunately, we need additional resources so that we can continue to spread good throughout the world.
Good is a thing that this world needs.
I know that you've all paid dearly with your contributions to what we've done. But unfortunately, this cannot be a gift.
But
Understandable.
we wanted to come to you first.
Ah, yes. Well, thank you, Chivi. I appreciate your guidance in this matter. Well, the good news is there are some salaries that have been freed up. So, I do have some funds to work with.
You know, all the dead people.
Net for us.
So, what are you asking for, Caden?
So just out of character here, how do I get a how do I know the appraisal on this? Did we get this appraised before, or how do I know that 10,000 is the number, or do I not know?
You don't actually know that. He will offer you a price if you give him the opportunity to. But if, just like in most haggling, you know, if you come in too low, he's going to jump at it. Which is why he's asking you. So now you can make some rolls real quick between the three of you to determine the cost of it, and just kind of based on his reaction.
All right, I'll roll, and is there like a knowledge roll that I can make on the rarity of something like this? I mean, this should be a one of a kind thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, I also have a new ability called Persuade, and so maybe I can persuade him to tell us how much it's worth.
You could do that.
So,
Bad idea,
here's
Mr.
my roll.
Business.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a straight roll. So yours is 35, Caden. You don't really... Honestly, it's such a unique thing that you can't really put a actual value to it without second-guessing yourself.
Okay.
Then, in that case, I think I want to, like, schmooze him up a bit. Not schmooze, but, like, just talk business with him and say, maybe, we don't... we, of course, know the value of this item, but maybe your perspective on it could, give us some insight into it. And I just try to, like, persuade him to kind of reveal what it is and, like, what it might be.
Okay. Go ahead.
He is to have it.
What was that, Chivi?
Eager he is to have it.
True.
Excited.
Yeah. So, Mr. Business, go ahead and roll. Chivi, you can also roll. And it will probably work. So, Chivi, it's 1d100 plus your speechcraft bonus. And so Mr. Business rolls a 158 with his 65 bonus, which is a great roll. And then let's see if Chivi can just add a little bit to that, because we're right on the threshold of something.
Right on the cusp.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, nice.
Do that right?
That is an incredible roll.
You
So
did that exactly right.
yeah. You rolled a natural 100, and then you had a 40 bonus, so that's 140 total. But the natural 100 means basically an auto success.
You see the price tag hanging off of the book.
Yeah. So as he's examining the book more, Mr. Business kind of leans in and just says, "Hey, we don't really have a great idea of how much something like this may cost, but what would you appraise it as?" And he continues looking and kind of mulls it over, and he says, "Oh, well, let's see. I would say I would ballpark this at probably right at 12,000 gold is what I could sell, purchase this from you for." And as he says that, the words come out of his mouth, and Chivi, you spot a tell that you've seen from this guy in particular before, and you know he's lying. And so you just kind of jut in and say, "No, tell us the actual price. You're lying." And he kind of like, What? Me lie? I would never lie. And then as you press him, he submits and says, Fine. To be honest, this
This is so unique. It's such a unique spell, and it's incredibly powerful. They'll probably want to sell this for 18,000, or purchase this for 18,000 gold.
Well, we've been through a lot together. Why don't we call it even 15? If everybody's all right with that.
I'll take it.
Well, I do have. Excuse me, sorry.
So,
15 sounds fair.
Caden and Chivi are in agreement. Mr. Business, what do you say?
Mr. Business can finally speak, and he says, yeah, it works.
And fumbling with his words, he finally stops and says, yeah, okay.
Coughs a hairball and then's like, it's fine.
Yeah. And so they... What is happening?
Oh my.
You're actually hairballing.
Who was dying?
That's Mr. Business coughing a hairball up. So
That's what it sounds like when my roommate's cats cough a hairball.
yeah, excellent rendition. So as the group agrees with the price, he hands you some stuff over, and you now add 15,000 gold to your coffers. Just for awareness, Mr. Business, as you were coughing a hairball, we had some business time in the chat for that. So it was great.
He does let out like after the last little bit gets out of his mouth, like, that business is over. Next business.
So you guys have sold it in no small part thanks to Chivi. I think she's definitely. You guys kind of realize, man, maybe she can be more than just, a babysitter, quote unquote. And so you guys make it back to the hall, gold in hand. Now, Pax and Reg, which rooms have you chosen?
Reg hasn't chosen his room yet, but he's standing in this first one. Just, hey, Pax.
I don't think that's a room.
Are all the beds this small?
No, I think we saved the one at the end of the hall here for you. It's got a big bed.
Oh, thank goodness. This one's like half a Reg.
Yeah, keep going down the hall and hang out left.
Ooh. Oh, I thought this was a really big bed, but it is just two beds, but not a bunk bed. So Caden wouldn't want to bunk with me. But I keep telling him we'd have so much more room for activities.
He probably just wants to sleep.
I think this is the one at the end of the hall here. That looks like Caden's room.
Turn left.
Oh, this way.
Hey.
Oh, hi, Steve.
Oh, hey, I think I procured some food orders. They should be here, hopefully later today.
Is this your room, Steve?
If that's okay, I don't need this room if someone else would like it.
I was just trying to find the room Pax is talking about, but your bed doesn't look Reg-sized.
Oh, no. So go back, and it's like at the end of the hall.
Pax just stands
Pax,
there.
There's Pax. She can point you.
Hi, Pax. I keep missing it. Where are we going?
Right. She opens the door. Right here.
Oh. Oh, this is a Reg bed if I've ever seen one. Reg immediately just flops onto the bed. Oh, this is nice. Let's getting cozy.
Pax, what about you? Which room have you chosen?
What is this? What am I seeing here? There's a chair and a...
So that is exactly, Raven. We told you Steve was Morty. So that is a bed, definitely, but that's like a weird blanket. It looks like it's been like
Oh, I
furled
thought it was a
up.
hole in the bed.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it looks like there's like a hole in the
I thought it was
floor,
like
and I was like, what's happening?
I thought it was a hide. It looks
Instead,
like hide.
yeah, I thought it was a hide blanket instead of like a rug.
Yeah, yeah, the thing unfurled on the floor is a hide rug, but on the bed itself.
I see it now.
Yeah, on the
I
bed
got
itself
you.
is just some blankets all like strewn about.
Yeah. Pax is gonna take this one. She's used to not a whole lot of space.
Okay. And
Not
as
a
you
whole lot
enter
of
that
space.
room,
I think that's the largest room, isn't it?
oh no, that one's definitely not up there. As you enter the room, you see the rug. It's very clearly from a large bear. On the bed is some blankets that look to be, skin from other animals and things like that. But the thing that is odd to you is you see like a faint glimmer coming from underneath the bed.
Oh. I would like to investigate this faint glimmer.
There is a necklace underneath, and it's made of platinum. And on the back of it appears to be some sort of wording. And as you're reading it, it seems like it will give you a bonus to sneaking around.
Neat. I already have my plus a lot of health, which I'm actually gonna keep on, but I might see if Masena wants this.
As you're exiting the room, you notice Chivi is standing in the doorway. She abruptly locks eyes with you and then meanders back down the hallway trying to avoid you.
And I kind of follow because I'm gonna make her talk to me. Hey, Chibi. Hey, Chibi.
I saw the glimmer.
Yeah.
I was just so curious about it. What do you think that is?
I think it's something that would help you sneak around. Why do you think it's there?
I don't know. I'm just curious. I didn't know there were going to be things like that to find in the house.
Oh, well.
Honest, like the queen didn't let me in on that.
Oh.
It's an
Well, I'm
Easter egg
something
hunt.
of a pilferer. So,
That's her favorite combat ability is looting things.
It's like a welcome gift.
It kept me alive.
Not wrong.
Don't hate.
I'm not hating, it's just every time there's a big battle, you loot stuff instead.
I thought there would be something in that chest.
Masena hides. Masena hides. Pax takes things. Reg lights himself on fire.
So you don't know anything about this house or who lived here last?
I mean, all I was told was everyone stay on to make sure there's no miscommunication.
Huh. Well,
Information back and forth.
I'm good with words. And Pax kind of strolls over here and shows the necklace to Kavan. Kavan, you're a dragon. Do you need some jewelry?
I am a dragon, and that does appear to be quite enticing. May I hold that for you?
And she gives it to Kavan.
Kevin is now a sneaky dragon.
He kind of, or she, we don't know yet, takes the necklace from you and more than wearing it is more playing with it. It's almost as though it's some sort of stemming activity, if that makes sense. It has completely grabbed its attention and is not focusing on much else.
Uh-oh. I may have created a monster.
You may have, we'll see.
Like dragon nip.
Uh-oh.
So, you ain't getting that necklace back now.
Well,
So at this moment, Caden and crew arrive back from their trip to the Vasilician Legacy, and they enter the main entry, and everyone who's here travels to the around the fireplace towards the front to greet them and see what they've been able to procure and come back with.
Hey, Steve, you want to have a sleepover?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, Caden.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I was trying to see if anyone wanted to do a sleepover or something.
I mean,
Maybe make some s'mores.
Technically, this is a sleepover. We're all in the same.
We're all in the same
It's a
house.
permanent sleepover.
So
I mean, yeah, it's just I don't know. We haven't slept in a room in so long. It's gonna feel weird.
can we build a hot tub?
What's that?
Oh, and maybe we can learn some time machine stuff so we can build like a hot
Bath
tub
with
time machine.
friends. Bath with friends, but there's bubbles, so it's cool.
Reg is gonna mess up some history.
So, Steve walks up. I'm not gonna move his token, but Steve walks up and says, "So, Caden, how'd it go?"
We managed to add 15 grand to the budget here.
That's
Good
excellent.
job.
That's a wonderful news. We can afford the food.
How much food did
I
you
hope we could
order?
afford the food with before.
Was it a problem?
How much are you paying for food?
I don't know. I just got the food, guys, and they said they'd tell me what the price was when they brought it.
Yeah, I think we should look over. I might have some business classes with Steve to go through, just to make sure we can set up some vendors and make sure we have an account going.
There you go.
Mr. Business is concerned when he hears how this business practices is working.
Mr. Business has a 12 VHS tape course for Steve the Knight.
It's true.
I'm
So,
guessing Steve the Knight isn't good with numbers.
Do we want to see how much Fulltrax needs to set up his shop?
Yeah, I don't know if it's do it. We can do whatever you want, David. I was thinking maybe I would think that we could work as a group to see how much money we have and then disperse it to those things specifically. But I don't know if we have to actually go through the numbers if we can.
No, we don't necessarily have to actually go through the numbers. But Fulltrax, hearing his name, walks into the room and says, "Oh, hi! I hear you talking about Fulltrax now, and Fulltrax does need some money to get this shindig started. I'm gonna need 2,000 gold, and then from that point forward, I should be pretty self-sufficient. As long as I can stay in one of these rooms in here, which I'm assuming is okay, seeing as how I'm kind of the main income of this organization. So
Hey.
I'm just saying, you guys go out and do the things."
I've only been here a couple of hours, and already I've almost doubled it.
Aha!
Is that how you're gonna? Is that the rate of return we can expect, Mr. Fulltrax?
I'm many things, but I probably can't do that in a week. But I'll make sure that the income's good, the products are nice, and everything else will be smooth sailing.
All right, I vote that we give him the 2 grand.
I'm good with that.
Here you go, Mr. Fulltrax.
Oh, thank you. And if the Queen says anything about my forge in the back, I'll have words with her.
It's a tool shed.
I think she'll have a problem.
Wink, wink.
Oh, good. I'm looking at you
It
then,
sounds like
Chibi.
sounds like she's just letting us. There was very nondescript as to what to do, so it kind of sounds like we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, she's pretty happy with our performance so far. Pretty round.
Good.
I mean, we saved their lives how many times at this point? At least 2, if not 3.
True.
I think twice.
So, Fulltrax steps out and begins his operation. The next thing is discussing with Steve what stewardship really means. And so you guys kind of spend a couple hours just laying down some ground rules for Steve, that anything that needs to be purchased basically goes through Mr. Business and Chivi. As far as pricing and all that fun stuff, you guys kind of lay out somewhat of a reporting structure that you guys are, the leaders, and that, Steve and Full Tracks are responsible for the operation of things and making sure that, whatever you guys are taking care of, that home base is good to go. There is the question of how large you want this organization to be. Is this something that you guys are going to be recruiting people for? Is it going to be something where it stays like a small thing? What do you guys kind of see happening?
Personally, I think we'll keep it small initially until we find a reason to grow. It's just my 2 cents.
I do, keeping overhead small in the beginning is very important. It is also important to diversify your revenue streams. So as part of what I'm now calling the B&C School of Business for Mr. Business and Chevy, I honestly forget how to say it.
Chivi, like Miss Chivi.
Chivi, yeah, that's right. So the B&C School of Business. I couldn't read it because Caden's name is also on top of it on the screen, and so I was I don't know which letter.
So, the B&C School of Business, is that right?
Correct.
It is really tempting to have Reg just call her Chevy now.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen.
It's too late. This is how things get started, guys. It's all downhill from here. Well, that's a great thing right there. So you guys set that up. The last thing is kind of at this point, you guys set aside about 3,000 gold. 3,000 gold to deal with all of the ins and outs of owning this home, this hall, making sure it's stocked with food and supplies, etc.
Is that including the 2, or
no? This is above and beyond the 2. So you've spent 5,000 total on the organization part of it. And you guys feel like
I'm tracking it.
Yeah. Now, you also know that Full Tracks is going to be selling things he makes, which means things that you guys loot and maybe some extra gear can also be sold. And so that's stuff that the way this is going to be set up, each week I'll pretty much give you guys a hey, and Full Tracks made this much money, and so that'll go towards your team money. But as it stands right now, if there's anything, Reg, that is just junk gear that you don't anticipate the group using, we'll just give that to Full Tracks, and you can throw it in our Discord later.
I've got a list of things.
I figured. But all that being said, you guys can kind of split up the funds to go outfit yourself with whatever you need at this point. So you guys, I think, have 30 grand.
31,020.
Very official.
Excuse me, Mr. Full Tracks. I did have a question.
Oh, I love questions.
Oh, good, because I have so many.
What was that? 31,320.
3120.
Okay.
You know how right before the big battle that we just did, that you helped a few of us out by making some of our stuff a little bit better than it was before?
That's a favored pastime of mine. How could I forget?
I was just wondering, since we is working together, are you still gonna do that from time to time, or do you have like rules as to when we can do stuff with you like that?
Well, the way I see it is if I'm trying to make this organization some money, you kind of have to prioritize. So I think appropriately, as long as you can provide me materials and cost for time, then we should be good.
Okay, I will talk to God later about the actual meta specifics.
You're gonna look in your notes and talk to Kevin later. So everyone should have about 5,000 gold to work with if you guys are splitting up that 31 to buy whatever you want, whatever you need. And so we can do that after we end the stream, but there's one more thing, and then we're pretty much going to call it for the evening. And so as you're sitting here talking about business logistics and organizational structure and all the things required for being an organization, a knock is heard at the door. And as the sound reverberates throughout the hall, everyone goes silent. It's evening, and a note slides under the door and into the main hall's floor. You each turn around and notice it.
And it sits on it.
Yeah. The note is folded neatly and bears the symbol of the College of Calardir, which is strange that it would be addressed to the group, especially this quick into being in this hall.
We haven't even put up a sign or nothing.
How do they know we're here? We didn't even know who we were until this morning.
That's exactly what I was thinking. How did anyone know we're here?
Unless
What do
they
you do
magic
with
folk.
this? The note sits on the floor with the seal on it.
I approach it. Yeah, here, I'll sneak toward it. I'm gonna I wanna like
traps.
It's a trapped note.
I got attacked by a book, David.
You're not wrong.
Reg is paranoid.
Well, if it's spelled. Dangerous.
So
Can I see anyone out the window?
You look out the window, but you don't see anything. Just the normal people going about the end of their day, walking toward their homes, towards the tavern, etc. The gates have been shut. You're close enough to the main entry of Mivra to where you can see the gates being shut. Who is closest to the note?
I mean, playing true to character, if I saw a paper sliding, I would run at it before I realized what it was, and then have stopped when I was like, oh, it's a note. Maybe I thought it was just, scrap paper. So I think I would be fair.
Okay. So the next question, do you pick it up?
Yeah.
Reg will ready his crossbow.
I think so. I think Mr. Business the cat takes over for a second. I'm like, paper.
So the whole group is in full paranoia mode, about to obliterate this piece of paper. And Mr. Business is just happy-go-lucky, about to, play with this note, and then realizes it's a note and opens it. And he reads it aloud, and it states, "Tales travel fast in Erethe. It's been made aware to me that you are in possession of a depleted artifact. I would be remiss if I didn't politely ask to purchase the artifact itself. For the sum of 100,000 gold, I will gladly take this artifact from you, ensuring it's kept safe and locked away in my personal vault at the college. Please let me know your decision swiftly. Signed, Archmage Justinian Vieverline." Do you send it? Do you not?
What?
Fact is,
What was that?
Wait, what was your question, David?
Do you agree to these terms and send the artifact to Archmage Justinian?
Do we know anything about him?
You can make a potency check to see.
I mean, what do we do? Just tie a string to the note into the soul siphon?
All right,
we had in our coffers, or is it something we found since being in the house?
Oh no, it It is in our possession.
I really want to know.
Pax really wants to know.
Pax, you are very aware of who Justinian V. Everleen is. He is the Archmage of the College of Caladir, pretty much right-hand man to the Patriarch Faladir. He is probably one of the strongest magical users of the potent arts in all of Erethe. He is known to be very conniving, meticulous. He schemes a lot, but he's also extremely interested in all sorts of potent artifacts, things of power, regardless if, obviously the soul siphon's been used and seems to be depleted completely. But even his interest in it is it's not necessarily unsettling, it's to be expected, but it's interesting that so quickly he would reach out to you. It's something that clearly has piqued his interest. You don't know how he may have heard of it, but you are also aware that his vault of artifacts is pretty substantial. You've heard tales and rumors about it. But the thing that concerns you most is that Evikarth just died. Like, you just got rid of him. And you've seen what the Soul Siphon can do when activated. Obviously, it hasn't been functioning, but is that something you want to do for 100,000 gold, is give this away? That's really, I guess, what it boils down to.
Is he more advantage?
Say that again, Pax?
Yeah, I feel like. She said, is she a good witch or a bad witch?
Oh, yeah.
Which I agree with. I wonder if maybe instead of agreeing to the terms, maybe we send back a messenger and say, "Oh, we would love to meet to talk about it. We do not take the ring with us," and we go to talk to him and kind of gauge in person. In a note, you can't ever gauge someone's intentions, but in person, maybe we'll have a better understanding of who he is and what he wants.
Is there any way?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Is there any way to destroy the soul siphon?
You can try to, yeah.
I might not be totally here on this one, but should we ask the queen if she's okay with this?
I just don't feel good about handing this artifact over to anyone who doesn't seem completely pure in their motives.
No, yeah, I agree.
Well, so here's my thoughts on it right now. The artifact, while I'm not one for handing it over, the only way we can protect it is if we carried it literally everywhere we go. I mean, we can't leave it in the house. Mm-hmm. We can't. I mean, what do we do with it? We probably won't be able to destroy it. And if this other guy, who's you mentioned is kind of untrustworthy, has a bunch of already untrustworthy things in this vault. I mean, how bad can it be? Worst case scenario, we beat him and take it from him later.
So you think we should give it to him or sell it to him?
I mean, I just don't see what we're gonna do with it if we don't.
Chevy, I got a question.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Reg, what is it?
Do you know the queen, right?
Maybe we should ice, or I was wondering if she couldn't print it for us.
Say
Hide
that
it
again?
away if we didn't want to give it up.
I'm more thinking along the lines, so they let us stay here. They're like, all of this is yours. And them's and other people who do their own thing, would they be like, hey, we were nice to you and you helped someone we're not super friendly with. We are now no longer nice to you.
Good point.
Or, as I feel like feel like something Caden would have said in my ear. Maybe she wants to pay us more money for it.
Good point. It's more money, could protect it for us, or just give us more insight about it.
Yeah, it might not hurt to ask her first and just say, "Excuse me, Mr. Justin. We are conferring amongst ourselves. We will get back to you shortly."
And he can't be upset if we get offered more because that's just good business.
Yeah, and then his.
Well, I'm sure you could get more out of him if you wanted to. If his first offer, a note under the door is $100,000, I'm pretty sure he'll come up quite a bit on that.
Right.
Agreed. I think we can play the odds a little bit. Like, go talk to the queen, see what their interest is, and how he responds to us refusing his first offer tells us a lot about somebody. You can learn a lot when you're, in a business negotiation.
Chivi, are you going to go talk to the queen and see if she's interested?
To do that.
Okay.
Thank you, Chevy.
Go ahead and roll a speechcraft check, just like you did previously.
Yes, roll 100 again.
Yes.
Hey.
While that's happening, how are you... It's very clear on this note that there's a spot to respond, if that makes sense. So there's...
Circle yes or no.
Yeah. There's an
It's a
inkwell...
grade school love letter.
Yep.
That's true.
There's an inkwell nearby. If someone does want to write a response to that note, you can go ahead.
Oh, Reg will.
Oh, of course.
Unless someone's gonna stop him.
BRB.
No, Mr. Business is all about Reg writing this.
Reg, what does your note read?
Hello, Mr. Justin. My name is Reg. Thank you for your offer. We is thinking about it. We will let you know. Thanks.
Do you also sign it, Reg?
Yes, of course.
Thanks.
You open with "Hello, this is Reg." Signed, loved Reg.
Yeah, I was gonna say love Reg, but I needed a sip of water.
It did Tuesday nights.
Yeah, love Reg of the Tuesday nights.
Yes.
So as you begin writing it, the ink that you're writing with begins to illuminate a magnificent rainbow myriad of colors. And as you finish the note, the ink you wrote fades, and the text above, written originally, fades away as well. And
This is weird.
new wording begins to write itself, it looks like, and it says, "Ashamed to have been denied an offer. It will become mine, one way or another."
Did I make him mad?
At this moment, Chivi walks back in and alerts you guys to the queen says she doesn't want it held in Miver whatsoever. She refuses to buy it.
No one wants it except for this crazy
Okay,
person.
Reg is going to take the paper and the quill. Hello, Mr. Paperman. Still Reg. We just finished our meeting and have voted, and we would like to meet you and do the thing with the skull. No, skull, not skull. Scratch. The siphon.
No, I don't know if we should be doing that. I mean, you already wrote it, so we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, he did.
I just said we wanted to meet.
So
Yeah, but his response was instantly so aggressive.
so
But I am
He
polite and
escalated so
lovable.
quickly.
as the ink fades from your text, the ink above fades again. And then you see to your left, kind of between two bookcases, a familiar-looking prismatic portal begins to appear and opens, And stepping through is Archmage Justinian V. Everleen, and he looks at you and says, "I've come for the artifact."
Hello,
We didn't mean,
I'm Reg.
Now.
You was
this
very
guy
quick on the
complicated?
talking.
There's many things that I'm responsible for, and things that must be tended to in a timely fashion.
Okay.
Might we ask what your interest in the artifact is at this point?
It's simple, really. I'd like to add it to my collection.
But you said you was gonna keep it safe so no other bad people can do bad things, right?
Yes, no one shall have possession of it except me.
Is there a way I can like gauge if I believe him or not?
Yeah, roll a speechcraft check.
Perfect.
Want to roll 1, 2.
Oh nope, I have no idea.
Reg is the most perceptive among us, and not by much. He seems on the level to me.
Heather, would you like to make a roll?
Yeah, I was wondering if I could do that again.
Yep.
Can I roll?
Yeah, everyone can make a roll. I'm sorry, I said Heather, I meant Chivi.
Chevy.
And so everyone kind of looks around at one another to see, is this guy legit? Is he telling the truth? Like, does everyone agree? What's everyone's kind of gut feeling on this? And everyone seems to kind of like, yeah, he's legitimately telling the truth. He just wants it, and he doesn't want anyone else to have it.
Yep.
200 grand.
Wait, Caden, what are you doing?
Roll a speechcraft check.
Pretty bad.
Man, I am
don't
rolling
think you can.
terribly.
I still don't
Yeah,
think he'll beat
that's a
it.
good thing.
More questions?
What was that, Chivi?
Ask him more questions about
If-
compliments his.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a speechcraft check. And Caden's going to start speaking and kind of fumble for a moment. He's going to get the point out, and then you'll kind of jump in and take over. This isn't something that necessarily, like, intimidates you in the slightest. You're very used to doing what you need to do. Excellent roll of 111 versus his 98. And so, what do you say exactly, Chivi?
About how this artifact will complement your current collection.
So, as you jump in with that, he looks inquisitively at you and says, "You know exactly how to speak to my heart. The artifacts that I already have are quite powerful, quite potent. This one, though, has eluded me for some time. 200,000 gold seems like a reasonable offer, considering it will round out my collection nicely."
Can I tell you something, Mr. Justin?
Yes,
You said you've been after this for a while, yeah?
indeed.
You should consider yourself lucky you didn't get it until now.
I
Because
have heard the
talk-
tales.
Yeah, the Evikarth haunts your dreams every night and like tries to kill you every single night. It would have been very uncomfortable to say the least.
My informants
So-
have told me everything that you have relayed about this artifact.
Did they tell you about the buddy system?
So basically, we've done you huge favors just by emptying the artifact, much less selling it to you. You owe us.
Here's the part where we push it too far.
Well, I think I could add to that and try to persuade him into understanding where we're coming from. That, it's this is a very valuable object. We clearly I don't know if I like the fact that you know everything that we've done, but you know it, so you know what we went through to get to it. So maybe it is worth a little bit more than 100,000 to you. That's all. Make a persuade roll.
He already agreed.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, he agreed to 2. All right, my bad. I didn't.
No.
David broke up. I couldn't hear what he said.
You're good. Roll a speechcraft
Air that
check, though, Mr. Business. What did you
Do
say?
all three of we all kind of piggybacked on each other? Can we all kind of roll together?
So, Chivi has already made the roll for 200,000.
Well,
Mr.
Reg starting off with this would have been very bad for you before.
Yeah.
Pack saying, and it's safe for you now because of us, and then finishing with Mr. Business.
Yes, I'm aware. Go ahead and roll, Mr. Business.
I'm
All
trying
right, cover it.
system.
So this isn't. I guess I was confused. And so this would just be for not for any specific amount. I just also under businessman. I can also I get better prices for things. So it's just persuade to be like, oh, just a little bit more.
Yeah. So, dang.
Yeah.
So he rolled a 94 versus Justinian's 91.
Ooh.
And Justinian says, I will not give you more gold, but I will ensure you the next time the reaping comes, you and your organization will be safe from it. That is a gift I do not give many.
Thank you.
And
also
for
confused as to what to do.
Yeah. That's what I was angling for.
the reaping, you all are very aware of it, is every 7 years you have to pay if you're a free citizen or be sacrificed to the Azure, where most people are killed.
Spooky gates.
Yep. So, basically he is giving you a free pass on the next one. So your entire organization will not have to pay for their freedom.
Sweet.
Maybe we should start recruiting.
Yeah, Reg is
I was gonna say also a bigger ticket for maybe we should expand.
So, with that,
Reg is getting. Oh, sorry.
with that, Justinian sticks his hand out for the artifact.
Yeah, I was trying to say that Reg takes it out of his stuff and hands it over.
He looks at it very happily and smirks slightly and snaps his fingers. And in the other room, you can hear the sound of coins falling to the ground. He looks at each of you and says, "It's been a pleasure, and I sincerely hope we do not meet again. Farewell." He steps back through his portal, the portal closes, and you guys look in the other room as 200,000 gold coins are falling over the dining table.
Messina is crushed in her bed as 200,000 gold coins.
I instantly go chase and swat around the handful of.
Can we keep Kevin away from that money?
Inquisitively, Kevin walks over and kind of starts eyeing all of it, and it's almost, as though it's some sort of itch that he needs to scratch. So he walks into the dining hall and begins frolicking in the gold.
Kevin, this is not your dragon hoard.
This is delightful. If this is what freedom is like, I need more.
Somebody get him a nicotine patch.
This is fun to play with, Kevin, but remember, this is for everyone, okay?
So
this is all of our stuff.
That's where we're going to end it tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Next week, we will see what is in store for our heroes, the Tuesday Nights. You guys have a great week. We'll be on stream after the video. Have a great week, and we will see you guys at Ancient CityCon next month. Thanks. See ya.